However, in my experience of reading, here are my top 5 books that I felt really impacted the way I thought. My first one is actually, I believe, my first personal development book ever. When I first joined Herbalife and we were doing online accountability team meetings, we ended up doing kind of a little mini book club together, and we read the book Present Over Perfect. I am now realizing I did not take the time to figure out all the authors for these. I will certainly tag all of these books in the description with the author as well. I was just rock solid, I guess, for the titles. But anyways, so my first book that changed the way I thought was Present Over Perfect. And if I remember correctly, because it was a while ago, this really helped me embrace more uniqueness, like authenticity, and just like also doing it dirty. I am like a recovering perfectionist. And this book, I remember, really helped me kind of soften that edge a little bit, with always feeling like everything had to be absolutely perfect before I posted it or before I shared a certain result, because I needed like the result to be perfect or like a high quality result in order to share it, when people are so inspired even by the non-scale victories and all the small little victories along the way. And if we just took the time to share those, who knows how many people would get started on their journey. So just do it dirty and just embrace you. Second, Audacity to Be Queen is honestly my all-time favorite. I absolutely love this. I do know the author is by Gina, DeVee. And I just felt she was talking to me the entire time. It's a really fun read. It's a really impactful read. And it also is a workbook. It doubles as a workbook. Along the way, she has you do some activities, which I love, because I personally feel like if you just read a book and don't put any of that into action or put any of it down on paper in any degree, you're kind of missing out on some of the knowledge and the turnover. Like, if you can't just read books and not apply and expect the outcomes that they're talking about in the book. So I really love when there's some type of interactive component to a personal development book. Audacity to Be Queen by Gina DeVee. Just wow. And the third book, this one was kind of interesting that I've been into it so much, The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a kind of old school, historically written style, or not, I don't know how to word that better. It's written as if you were like reading a social studies book. That's my version of how I'm trying to describe this read. So as if you were reading like a social studies book, it's like this old worker of the land, I believe he was, and he has fallen upon like financial burdens, and along his journey he learns from these different mentors, and with each lesson, if he applies it, he has expanded his income further and further. So even though it's written in like old school context, the concepts are so basic that if you just choose to apply these simple things, you could seriously dig yourself out of some serious financial debt and also expand your wealth as well. So 10 out of 10 recommend that. This is one I kind of read every other year because another reference, it's kind of like reading the Bible. Like, it's just written weird to me for my brain to process properly. So I feel like I need to reread it and like be reminded of what the lessons are, and also just because I feel like I get something new every time because the language gets easier for me. So highly recommend rereading that one every once in a while. Number 4, The New Gold Standard by the Ritz Carlton. This was actually, a customer brought this in just for funsies, and I just seemed very drawn to it. I don't know, the Ritz Carlton, for me, I have always strived to give my customers the Ritz Carlton experience without even realizing it. So when I picked up this read, I knew of the Ritz Carlton. I knew they were like a super wealthy hotel chain, and I knew that people raved about the experience. So I was just honestly very curious, because I was at a point in my business where I felt like I kind of needed to switch things up and improve in order to get back in my groove with my clients per se. Like, I felt like I was having a hard time keeping my clients motivated and immersed in like their health journey experience. So I was excited to read this one, and oh my God, it's not something you would typically pick up, but I 10 out of 10 recommend this book. It is incredible. It's very clear why the Ritz-Carlton is still the Ritz-Carlton standard that people talk about. Their business standards and the way they bring together their staff so that they can all work as one cohesive unit is honestly incredible. And it's honestly on my dream board. If I ever, maybe I'll retire and work at the Ritz-Carlton one day or something, because I want to work for these people. Their mission, like their top level customer service is breathtaking compared to the shitty ass customer service that we all experience on the regular. So to just know that there's hope, that there are people and companies out there that are still trying to actually embrace customer service, I don't know, it did it for me. So definitely an interesting read. The new gold standard, Ritz-Carlton. And then the last one, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is a big one that a lot of successful people recommend. There are so many golden nuggets in this one. Each habit is highly impactful. The one that I really enjoyed learning about the most was pursuing the win-win, which means as a business owner or as a worker in general, you're always striving to figure out what the win-win solution is, meaning both you and the consumer or the customer or the client, whoever it is, both win in the situation. And if you can't achieve that win-win, just doing your best to strive to please the customer. And again, I think that's just why I like tickle my pickle with that customer service, man. It is top notch. It fucking amazes me how terrible some customer service is. The amount of follow-up we have to do as the consumer to get anything nowadays in regards to customer service is insanity, and it drives me up the wall. Comment if you agree. But yes, so top 5 books: Present Over Perfect, Audacity to Be Queen, The Richest Man in Babylon, The New Gold Standard, Ritz-Carlton, and 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I highly recommend all of these. They definitely impacted the way I think in the best ways possible. I really love learning, like I mentioned. So now that I've pretty much, even just 2 weeks in, I feel like I'm going to be able to keep a grasp on my current morning journaling routine and my like hip mobility core strengthening stretches, because I've been pretty consistent with that the last 2 to 3 weeks, and it feels good. Cammy's still pretty predictable. We had kind of a rough week with the fever, but that's not the standard. So yeah, since that feels good, I really think I'm going to lean into this 10 minutes of reading again, but this year I think I'm just going to have some fun. One of the things I wanted to embrace heading into 2024 is finding ways to embrace my inner child again. Since I have a baby and he's just like inspiring me to look at the world in so many new and different ways because of the way you can just like see his wheels turning as he's figuring out new things. So my goal for 2024, one of my goals, is to put my phone away more and really embrace things that fuel my inner child. For now, the biggest one that I've been embracing for that is this podcast. Actually, like talking to people is really fun and different. But like creating the graphics, I guess, per se, like I'm tapping more into my creative side, which feels really fun and good. I'm getting outside more and just like looking and feeling and being present to that space. What else? I don't know. I guess just different little things here and there in the moment with Cammy have felt so good. I have like the urge to rollerblade. We'll see if I tackle that one this year. Not sure if I will. But yeah, what could you do to embrace your inner child? Because there have been several studies. Oh, dance movement therapy, I've definitely been doing. I dance every single day. But there have been studies that show when you embrace your inner child, it brings this crazy sense of inner peace and fulfillment. So look into it and definitely try to embrace something at least once a day that fuels your inner child. And so anyways, tangent there, but definitely a powerful tip. I'm feeling an urge to just read for fun this year. I'm going to lean in and do my research on the things that I want to this year, but I think if I'm going to get back into this reading habit and to really lock it in solid, I'm going to be doing it in a fun way, and I'm going to embrace my inner child. So if you guys have any recommendations, I would love them for spicy romance and mysteries. Mysteries were my go-to when I was a kid, so definitely want to incorporate those. So yeah, joy reads the goal. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys posted if I have any crazy ones. Definitely comment your faves if you have any. And let's wrap this thing up with our wellness mocktail. I hope you guys are ready to get bougie AF. I have a bit of a more complicated combo. I'm actually doing a shake and coffee combo for you guys tonight. The Dalgona Frothy Coffee. Herbalife shared this kind of preparation of a shake and coffee combo, and I just could not help myself but make it. However, I didn't do mint chocolate like they had advertised. They did it for the holiday, but I did a dirty chai version, and it was unreal. And it just looks so fun. So to make this, what you would need is the Herbalife Cookies and Cream Formula 1 that's packed with the 21 essential vitamins and minerals your body needs on a daily basis. And you're going to do 1 to 2 scoops, depending on your goals, of the protein drink mix. This is essentially a milk replacement. So you can just use water instead of adding milk. Obviously, if you want to add milk, go for it if that makes your heart happy. But this is essentially the leanest way you can make it. So 2 scoops of Cookies and Cream Formula 1, 1 to 2 scoops of that vanilla protein drink mix. And then I am a Cinnahoo, as mentioned in several other reels and videos. And so I sprinkled some cinnamon up in there, blended that until smooth. You usually need about 8 to 10 ounces of water and about a cup of ice. If you find it's too watery, you can add a little more ice to thicken it up. And vice versa, if it's too thick, just add a splash of water until it's the consistency that makes your heart happy. And then while that's blending, in a separate cup, you'll do about an ounce or 2 of water, warm water preferably if you can, and then 2 scoops of the high protein iced coffee that Herbalife has. I believe I did the caramel macchiato because that's my favorite. And then I was a little extra and I added half a teaspoon of the chai tea concentrate that Herbalife has. You froth that, or you can whip it until it is thickened or kind of frothy, essentially, like a foam almost. And you pour your shake, and then you pour that froth on top, and oh my lord, it is quite the experience. So 10 out of 10 recommend my Dirty Chai Dalgona protein coffee. Feel free to comment for pricing. And I did want to just kind of do an eye-opener moment here. So the Herbalife style Dalgona frothy coffee, here is the macro breakdown. It's 300 calories, 39 grams of protein, so that could qualify as a meal if you wanted it to. 22 grams of carbs, also great number for a meal. Includes 12 grams of sugar and 3 grams of fiber. So sugar, rule of thumb for me, I typically try and be under 10 grams per meal and or snack. So that's slightly high. However, compared to the alternative, which I'm going to say in a minute, it is quite good. And then 7 grams of fat. So again, this could be a balanced meal. You're also getting a nice caffeine boost from the protein coffee and that chai tea concentrate. And then all those essential vitamins and minerals in the shake base, along with such great balanced macros. 39 grams of protein, 22 grams of carbs, and 7 fat. Get out of here for a meal. 300 calories. On the go, super easy and delicious. What more could you ask for? And then I looked up the regular Dalgona coffee. Similar calories, 276 calories. So keep that in mind. Essentially the same calorie, however, is only 9 grams of protein. So 30 grams less than the Herbalife version. 43 grams of carbs, so a boost in carbs, almost double the amount. That includes, it didn't have fiber listed, so I don't know if there just genuinely isn't any fiber or if it wasn't significant enough to list. So you're missing out on those 3 grams that the Herbalife one has, and 36 grams of sugar. That is so much sugar. That's more sugar than I try and have in an entire day. So huge red flag. And 8 grams of fat, so 1 extra gram of fat compared to the alternative. So these are like the types of swaps that you can be making in your day. So instead of treating yourself to a dalgona coffee from, I don't even know if Starbucks has this. Let's just say Starbucks. And virtually getting nothing but sugar as far as the nutritional value goes. Why not treat yourself to something that tastes probably very similar? And you're getting these extra nutrients and things that can actually fill in these nutrition gaps for your day. You're kind of stupid for not doing it. So again, if you want to comment for pricing, I highly recommend this combo. It was literally life-changing and you just feel fancy as fuck drinking it. So great recommendation there. Or feel free to swing by Elevated Nutrition. A shout out Elevated, 34 Newsnack Hill Road in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. I'm there on Mondays and Wednesdays consistently, and I rotate Saturdays with Jess. But we all are educated on how to make this fun combo, so feel free to stop in and treat yourself. We can literally do a wide variety of flavor combos, whatever makes your heart happy. All right, guys, that's all I got tonight. Toodles.